Washaki Ahmad is not a subject, is not an employee of the cultural institution, and if he is found masquerading around as an employee of Bukuuka, alert the Bukuuka, alert the nearest police station. Because he is not an employee, is not a subject. Because as the law is, you cannot compel somebody to be what? Your supporter or your subject. It's not allowed. Yes. Therefore, you should not carry any activities or any assignment in the name of what? Of Bukuuka, because we relieve him of responsibility. Thank you so much. Videos bwese nabone bolala umwami Washaki abiroizing. Nenga abiroizing in bad faith. For example, wasabari accountability year 2024 yembalu. We are unfortunate to don't account to Washaki. Because that accountability was given. Year 2024 Imbalu accountability was given. We prepared that accountability. It was aired on Radio Uganda and other platforms. That's how we explain the information, because we may not reach everybody. Then to also account to people who gave us the money. They did so. If you made a contribution to us, we account to you. So, kubangarera shishindisheshi ashirera muspiriti mbi arera muspiriti painting a bad image on the leadership of His Highness the Bukuuka. Libara hashire babusene kaje wenenga, it is calculated to put His Highness the Bukuuka in a disadvantageous position. Showbanga churches are a different picture. That is wrong. One, we struggle with accountability, we struggle with raising funds. First of all, pulling issues in the concern. Budget EFA was not even halfway. Budget EMBALUS was not even halfway. We realized about 42% of the total budget. So you can see that about 58% was unrealizable. We wanted about a million, about 1 billion shillings. We are able to raise even 500 million shillings. So much of the bigger chunk of the budget was not realized. So, but nevertheless, we're struggling even with the very level high or higher delegation of dignitaries from this corner, that corner. Eyo message yeji. So mundu raising about raising in bad faith. Then two, balio by MPs be Bugisu. Ba kusubiza kama pesi. Babe nebehala in the Bugisu parliamentary caucus. Gabali hale ba pledging that buli MP alirera million tsibi. We had about 25 MPs including the Honorable Mafabi Minister for the elderly. However, that is 50 million shillings. That's why at that time in 24 Nelomende was for every clan he have a cow for every clan. Unfortunately, campus ko by MPs bobata kusasolata ba labarera ho atano 500 ba lalabata ahurera ho ba lalabe bisabuse mutoto yisho bula busowe khale mushikangu bo huba warira bana mureba ringa wosubisa wa ahurerata. So bata ahurera what realizing a budget yet if president had not stepped in to support us with some money to cover the event. Halibukana hofuna busy. So the 300 millions from government helped us at least kubanga kumuholo Korean hola kuchen. That's why we were able to could have clan chairperson or every clan he have. And this time around, baby cook nga Bukuuka na arusule directive. Potsahuabuli every clan chairperson or every clan batsahubawa a car, a bull. Every clan a bull. Nenga bahuwani ibaye clan yowo iliye family yo iliye bahotsa obo liba bana bota. So kupirisa babandu befe babe on the lookout on that date. Inaba on the 31st of August, rather 31st of July. Banganga first iba August, 31st should be about July. Baba will be ayebyo babinga babandu bawe babiri ababisalira libyo kustengo banga liyo chama nisi bawo he hafu yakorera mboye ne mutoto yi ni babandu bibetsa kumoro. So nga kwa kanisi utsani delegation ya babandu bo obabandu atano oba 10 bahuwe na yenywe inzo uye nye sireri kene mobe ne musale mulyenga shikuuka kuli bikuuka 26 kuli bulucheke chigayi bushika lago wonale sano mulyobo byose buli shikuuka shinafu nena ehafu so kupita bandu babe cautious. So still on Mr. Washaki made an allegation against Bukuuka. Wahola several of them. Nenga ngadembulo mlendi itinamuye tata. No kupebwa Bukuuka, you lack the capacity to paint a negative image of the cultural institution. The show ngadembulo mlendi. If this camera is capturing me well, allow me to address Mr. Washaki. Mr. Washaki, uwe bungo. Uko na munzi muna mwali wandayo moba mwali papa awo momo munzi si wakasa akombeka paka 70 years ya papa we Yesu koda me ngane kubole na mwami Washaki ndi ulini uliho ni authority yose ni hoscratching ho Bukuuka orita uliho ni authority yose hoscratching ho buna Bukuuka ta atenga ne hobole lendi abo ulumusana umukuru watswiri neye basanga umuna umusana umuna umukuru ibindi byose woholire ni basho ni RCC mwapa ne kushiko mumbalo we have just kept quiet because you fought over the toilet to the extent that MPs basara ne tiles ne bandi beyang on a Sunday evening. It was a very serious fight in the office of the RCC over the toilet. That was Washaki. So let's ensure that of course I don't enjoy saying this, but it is information that comes up to support my arguments that Washaki is a very dishonest person. I don't like these narratives. Because as a spokesperson, I'm supposed to amplify cultural positions and policies of the cultural institution. But you find that once in a while you are dragged into some things, and you have an option perhaps to raise them. So, Hopidisahuri, Fefabenga, Huma, no Shakul, Humwa, Rukosur, Musa, and one of Semure, all is 70 years. Because the Mundo joining a more mean. Says Sarah 78. Washaki was already an army soldier. An army soldier. By 1980 he is already a soldier. So you want to tell me that it's not 70 years? Well, 78 is about 49 or 48 years ago. When he was already working as a military man. So Benga obey with respect. I hope I'm very clear. Image here is very poor. No man ochenda kulugudo ukolekinga campus you are maruhambola kuto yoku. His own child. So let's ensure that ngo abele RCC when you utabuso wamonya umanyira buso muko ya highness. Yishese na ulire ni shahombirisa bulayita. Ube ni me the spokesperson na ulire bindu birine byahombirisa bulayita. Kwala mukora manyaho ulira bulayi obwabi ulire bula. Kwa an official position. Adenga kwa an official position in the communications that all of you have studied. In the media ngaware the spokesperson no one organization that does this matter. Wa response. Even if you are uncomfortable with it, but that's the response, isn't it? So you don't escalate matters. Wachenda, uli andi suchenda, ute urema saka, ute ubumbo tsa kusihari. Ni babandi bene waho bamehoda, but because you are looking for a platform to hit the umukuka, when you musirabe mwamba nata, mweza hura nemana. Over COVID-19, mweza hura nemana for if people had not to intervene with the musira. But because they are now birds of the same feather, bachenda ngawa Washaki areba buse masaka na anufira ko na ibumbe yeyo na anu ofire budude yeyo akana hutya busa afune platform ahupe bunana uguka, which is very unacceptable. Kumupirisa hore awe Bukuuka rukosi na fwe horo mehori wona wo yongala muna milimo cyo nenga warambisire a public platform. Let me as I conclude. If you use a public platform, if you use a public space, if you use a public office to undermine a cultural institution, then you are technically undermining government. Because these are creations. A cultural institution is not a creation of the people, by the way. You can say technically it may be a creation of the people, but the government had to dress it up with a law. Because without a law, you can have no umukuka. So, RCCs, RDCs, we encourage them, we enjoin them, we request them to ensure that they have a duty to protect what is in the constitution. This one here, what is in the constitution of Uganda is something that must be protected and respected by resident district commissioners, LC5, Bukuuka, na off. They have a duty to ensure that they work so well and they work so closely with Bukuuka and all his teams that he has appointed. Bukuuka is funny alone. Some were spokesperson of Bukuuka, but I am not self-appointed. You get that? I saw Mr. Washaki saying that for him, he was not appointed to work for Bukuuka. We know Bukuuka appointed to work for a community, not to work for him, because Ngawatse Bukuuka etayo ali basere hale barano bamulinda umulalo ti arera kamitsi umulalo abamuhola chimiri waba ni ba page ba housemates lewe ngawahulonde you work for this what, this community. So you cannot say you work for Mamasai. You work for Mamasai because he has appointed to work for them. Ngahuli meeting, that's why I told you the other time, that's why it was dismissed. Ngabe hole meeting we're introducing ourselves. So now man, say Your Highness, say about Stephen Massey. Now in 1996. Before can I humba 1996. Washaki ni we halabusa sana. Orabamba yanjulari arari sese walo musari sese Washaki we bungo. Ukundi olimbo walo labusa sana ari sena mema anafu. So umukuvalo maribano they are now demonstrating the what? Disloyalty. Wahola re wabenyusi waona watimis because they had become unloyal. Waba mounted gold. I was the MC. Rather Mbale resort. Baha nabe hale ba judge ba mugeberwire musale ona oti mwara pisiano be hale narango Washaki na just introduce yourself as Bukuuka as minister 1 minute. Washaki wamba kumuzindara we walmari send friend command bawo na ndisarisa anota Bukuuka wa bandu bani kina busana. What is wrong with this one? Ari commando na yovora. This military man, a major general is not a commando. That's not his work. Commando babusire halebuna mutondo who guard these big people. You don't tell people about that. Government military commandos don't have ranks. Am I right? They don't have ranks. They are ordinary soldiers who guard the president. So it's not worth talking about in the public. Ngoro Morimia used to be a colonel in the military, a senior officer. But a commando physical, you don't tell people. But you are low class kabisa. But if you say I used to be a division commander, I'm okay. He had the military responsibility. You don't tell people. So as far as Bukuuka, in fact, because of scandals, it's cabinet yards relieve them of duties. That negative propaganda up to where they are.